Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine looking at your phone, your laptop, the TV, and suddenly they all just sync up, every single screen.
Right.
But here's the thing. It's not a disaster movie. There's no panic, no breaking news alert, just this calm, almost gentle voice. And it calls itself uncertainty.
And right away, the source material just flips the script on you.
Yeah.
That voice, it isn't there to threaten you at all.
Not at all.
It explicitly says, I am here because there are things you do not yet see. We usually treat uncertainty as, a threat, a gap in our safety.
Yeah.
But here, it's just a gap in our perception.
Exactly. And when I first read through this, I was waiting for the big reveal. Here's the villain, or here's the grand conspiracy.
And you never get it.
No! The visuals that come with this voice are, well, they're honestly kind of mundane.
That is the whole point, though. That's the core of the analyst perspective here.
Yeah.
Instead of unmasking some supervillain, the broadcast just displays systems.
Right.
It shows you wires, contracts, habits, incentives, even things like silence and attention.
It describes them as structures that persist when no one is looking closely.
Which is such a profound point. I mean, we tend to fear the unknown as some big mystical force, right?
All right.
But what's really controlling our lives is often just boring mechanics that we haven't bothered to audit.
It's not magic, it's maintenance.
It's the plumbing of reality.
Yeah. And in the middle of all this machinery, this text mentions a figure, the goddess. But she isn't hiding or running for her life. The text just says she is coherence itself.
And this is where the diagnosis gets really sharp. Uncertainty points out that this figure, this coherence, it isn't weakened by the shadows or by being watched.
No.
The text says what harms her is confusion about where her agency ends.
That feels like the pivot point of this entire deep dive. It's not about being attacked. It's about being confused about your own power.
And that leads directly into these two timelines the broadcast shows.
Side by side.
Yeah, this was the most striking part for me. It presents this incredibly stark choice in how we process the world.
So let's look at timeline 1. The text describes this as a place where people imagine control everywhere.
That's the trap. In that timeline, people assume they're being invaded without any proof. They live as if they're already overpowered.
So by imagining this giant controlling hand behind everything,
They voluntarily give away their authority. They defeat themselves before the battle even starts because they believe the outcome is already rigged.
which is terrifying because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
It is.
But then you have timeline 2, precision.
Precision is the antidote. In this timeline, people separate symbol from signal. They protect what is tangible. They demand proof. It's about acting only where you can actually act.
And the text says this is where uncertainty dissolves.
Right, and that's a critical distinction. It's not because you suddenly know everything.
No, not at all.
Uncertainty doesn't vanish because you solve the puzzle. It vanishes because it no longer rules the story. You've stopped letting the fear of the unknown dictate your narrative.
You're too busy looking at the wiring to be scared of the dark.
Exactly.
So we have these systems, these two timelines, and then the goddess finally speaks. Just one line.
I am not the sum of what others take. I am the source of what I choose to give.
Wow.
I mean, that is a declaration of absolute agency. No unseen hand defines me unless I forget my hands are my own. It's complete rejection of victimhood.
It suggests power isn't this limited thing that can be stolen from you.
It's something you generate.
And you know what really stuck with me? How it ends. I was braced for this huge crescendo, music, the world ending, or being saved, but nothing.
No apocalypse, no savior.
It just ends in silence.
A quiet return to discernment.
Which is almost more haunting, but in a good way. It leaves the responsibility right in your lap.
Exactly. The broadcast isn't trying to expose a secret enemy. The text is very clear. The ending is not exposure. The ending is clarity.
It shifts the focus from what's being done to you to what you are seeing and doing yourself. It really forces you to check your own settings. Are you looking for villains or are you looking at the systems?
And that brings us to the most important question for you, listening right now. Which timeline are you operating in today? Are you living in that narrative of assumed powerlessness? Or are you practicing the precision required to claim your own agency?